Hey, Anime Vice, YouTube, and manga lovers alike and everything. Not to be outdone, Saudi Fan 16, real quick, will go ahead and be doing today's video from my laundry room. My laundry room / little storage room. Because Tom Pinchuk did his video in the sauna and in the shower. And while I can't quite beat a sauna right now, I'm adding a little variety to this and doing a video from my laundry room. I know it's really retarded, but hey, it changes up the scenery a little bit, I guess. I'm actually sitting on top of my dryer. Anyways, I got 5 volumes of manga here, so let's go ahead and get right on that. The first volume, or the first thing I got here, is volume 1 of Butterfly from Tokyopop. It's like a fantasy, sci-fi, horror kind of thing. It's rated teen for 13 plus. It was definitely odd because I'm not a real big fantasy horror fan and everything, because this whole thing is about ghosts and whatnot, and wasn't exactly my cup of tea. It took me a little bit to read it just because it didn't completely catch my interest. There's a couple of interesting points between the girl and this main character guy. It's really kind of funky, considering that I think the dude's in high school and this girl looks like she's in junior high, and they have just this weird connection to each other with everything. And so, like, the story goes, is the dude can see ghosts and everything, but the weird thing is he has problems with it, and this girl, Ageha, she basically makes ghosts. It's really weird and everything, and only he can get rid of them or something like that, or they gotta make the people who do see the ghosts that they think of, ghosts are only there because people think of them. So it's kind of an understandable topic, it's just our imagination playing trick on us, blah blah blah. Really simple, bit on that story, but it's just, I don't really have a whole lot to say, just because I guess there's 5 volumes out in Japan. This actually just got released at the beginning of March this year here in the US, and I think you could pre-order the second volume, but I'm definitely not going to pick up any more of this. So yeah, it's an okay read. Kind of wish I read the scan and everything, so I don't know, but I guess I don't know. If I find myself feeling for that kind of story, I guess I'll try it out another time. But it was an okay. It wasn't really all that good to me. Oh yeah, did I say that was done by Tokyopop? Yeah. Okay, moving on. This one's done by Viz Media. It's volume 1 of Dorohedoro. It's a pretty sweet cover. It's a very thick cover. It's even got flaps on it and everything. So it's really cool, how they do the packaging for it and everything. Now there are 15 volumes of this out in Japan. It started back in 1999. It's pretty cool. I think I'm not quite sure how many volumes are out in the US right now. I think only 5 are out in the US right now, or something like that. Kind of took a while for Viz to hop on this. It's rated M. There's some nudity, there's language and bloody gore, violence stuff, everything. But basically, the story behind this one is it's like a it's like a post-apocalyptic magic dealy. It's not so like, it's like magic as in like fantasy and stuff, because you got this dude, Cayman, I do believe. Yeah, Cayman. He has like a reptilian face with spikes, and he got there was like a wizard or a sorcerer or whatever that turned him into that, and so he's trying to find the one that did it so he can be changed back and everything. And there's like 2 worlds, because there's like sorcerers that live in one of these worlds, and then regular people who live in a world called the Hole, and it's just downtrodden. Like everyone just fucking hides and lives in slums and weird shit. Yeah, it's a typical post-apocalyptic kind of looking tale and everything, but like, I mean, the story's kind of interesting. It drags a little bit, but it must apparently pick up since there's 15 volumes of it, and everything. I might actually keep reading it because I like the drawing and everything. It's pretty neat. I'll try and find a non-graphic page for you. No. Yeah, I mean, the drawing is really cool and everything like that, you know, and everything. And it's all done by this Q Hayashida and everything. Yeah, that's the story of the drawing. And I do believe that's a woman. Yeah, it's a woman. It's a woman, yeah. So, I mean, very interesting story and whatnot. So, I'll probably keep getting this as time goes. I'm just really curious as to where the story goes, because that Cayman guy, like, he's got, like, because, like, he's searching for the one that made it, that turned his head into a reptile by basically biting down on different sorcerers' heads that he comes against, and he's got like a face like in his throat, and then the face will say something to the person, and then he'll let go of their head, and he asks the person the question of, what did the face tell you? So it's like serious, but yet got a real strange, goofy kind of tick to it with different things. But the sorcerers are definitely different as well. They use different kinds of magic, and it's not quite clear through this first volume what the overall plot or plan or anything of the sorcerers are or anything like that. So I'll keep picking it up. It's definitely interesting. I'd say go ahead and check it out, actually. So yeah, and that's a Viz Media title. Next, I got an American manga. It's an original English language American manga based on a novel series by James Patterson called Maximum Ride. It's done by done by Yen Press. It's done by Yen Press, and as you can see, it's very thick, and it reads the regular way and everything. But like, I mean, the drawing is really simple. It made me totally think of like a comic and everything like that. But having never heard of this novel series actually before, and finding out that next year will be the 8th novel of the series, and that we'll put an end to it, and there's movies in the works based on the series. I'm kind of glad I actually picked this up. I think I would like it a lot better than the novel actually, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep picking this up, just because the story is interesting. The manga is telling the story a little bit differently than what I can understand of how the novel tells it, but it just seems really awkward in the back and forth of the comedic moments and like the suspenseful serious moments. It's kind of an awkward back and forth with it. So I don't know if that is just, you know, one of the effects of turning a regular novel into a graphic novel, or what. I'm not totally sure, but like, I mean, the drawing is cool. You know, the story is kind of interesting and everything, just because you got a number of characters and whatnot. But I'm gonna kind of play it by ear as to how it go, like whether or not I'll pick up any more on it and whatnot. But I mean, if you like the novel series, I almost bet you will like this, you know, an American manga version of it and whatnot. So I don't know, certainly check it out if you know about it and whatnot, or at least, you know, while in the bookstore, kind of give it a few flips. It's I think, I'm not quite sure how many, like there's 5 volumes of the original English manga out right now. So yeah, it's right there, and I actually saw all the volumes when I bought this in Barnes and Noble. So it's there and everything. So I don't know, it's kind of neat. You know, the story is basically you got Maximum Ride, that's her name. Her and all these people escaped from a place called the School, and basically what they did was genetically mutated humans to have wings. And then, but they're not the only ones that they genetically mutated. There's also these genetic mutations of something else, they're human lupine hybrids, I think is what it says here, called erasers, and they work for the School and they're hunting them down and stuff. So yeah, I mean, interesting. I almost actually expected to find a tiny bit of fan service, but there wasn't. So I was actually kind of surprised, considering everything else. It kind of seemed, but actually that shouldn't surprise me, considering that Maximum Ride is the oldest and she's 14. So yeah, but I don't know. Next I got up, it's another Tokyopop title called Red Hot Chili Samurai. This one I just randomly noticed it when I was online flipping through manga to check out, or maybe I just checked it out in the store and kind of it was like an impulse purchase. It's interesting and everything. There's 8 volumes out or available 8 volumes out in Japan. 5 volumes out or available for pre-order in the US. And this is of course the first volume. It's kind of like Maximum Ride with it. It's got its funny, silly moments, but it's kind of back and forth with the goofiness and what's supposed to be seriousness with the story and the whole, samurai and the whole justice bit, and the samurai's got a tattoo, and that's your honorable typical samurai are supposed to have tattoos, I guess, from my understanding, and he's totally weak and has no skill unless he's constantly chopping down on peppers, and he has a pepper field on his land and everything like that. And so yeah, if he's not chomping down on peppers, then he's a big wuss and he's totally worthless, which is really weird. But it's part of his childhood, and so that whole thought came down on him, I'm no good unless I have these chilies. So I'm assuming that he realizes that he doesn't need the chilies to protect people and to do good and whatnot. But I would assume, yeah, that's later on in the series and whatnot. So so that's cool. And what he does, he works for this is a Kokaku, and he works for his dad. His dad basically sends him out on missions, and he's got a little silent ninja that does all the scouting for him, and then he's got a dude with glasses. He's got a buddy with glasses, and then he's got another a female companion that's really weird. I think that she likes him, but I'm not totally sure. So it's kind of really goofy and whatnot and everything like that. But I don't know. I was kind of iffy on this. I'm not sure if I'll pick up any more of this title either, just because it doesn't quite grip me a lot. I mean, the comedy is okay and everything like that. I laughed out loud a few times and whatnot, and it's not like the the drawing isn't any good either. You know, it's pretty good, but just the story itself just didn't draw me in like I wanted it to, and everything. So yeah. Last but not least for this episode, I have it's from 7 Seas, so you know there isn't a whole lot of that going on exactly. But yeah, here you go, from 7 Seas, Volume 1 of Toradora and everything. And what's crappy is this is the only volume out right now. There's one more out in the U.S. There's one more volume that you can, I think, start pre-ordering. I think you can start pre-ordering Volume 2. But for the manga, there's only 4 volumes out total from Japan, which is weird because it started being done in 2007, which really irks me, considering that considering earlier in 2007 started the light novel series that ran till like 2009 for 10 volumes, and the anime started in 2000. Anime ran from late 2008 to 2009 for 25 episodes. So I'm not totally sure how much of the anime is actually based on canon material, but it wouldn't be based exactly off the manga. It would be based off the light novel series, and there's also an offshoot light novel series. I'm not interested, but anyways, because I loved the anime, of course, and so since this didn't just get released till like a month ago, basically, I'm gonna start picking it. Well, I think I'll keep picking it up. The whole story translated to an anime a lot better and everything like that. But I do enjoy the manga. It's a wonderful, romantic comedy story of a guy and a girl. You know, you got Ryuji here. It looks like he's always mean at people, and his dad was like some mobster or something like that, and his mom is she's silly. And then you got Taiga, whose family like isn't around at all, lives by herself, and they call her the palm top tiger. She's really short, but has a short temper to go along with it and everything. So like nobody really knows anything about her. She's kind of mysterious and guarded and everything like that. And then of course, they cross paths and start getting to know each other and all that stuff, because they're thinking they're trying to help each other out with getting them closer to the people that they like, because like they like each other's best friends. So well, that's their plan. Obviously, you can tell that just isn't gonna work out. But it's fun, like, and funny, and everything. But like, if you love the anime, you should of course appreciate the manga here. If you have not seen the anime, do both, like I do. I mean, because the anime is awesome. The manga does pretty well from what I can remember of going along with it, at least in this first volume. And so it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun and everything like that. And of course, the drawing is good for itself and everything. Don't look at the cover and think that that's gonna be how the drawing is. No, not at all. I'm actually kind of disappointed that they are doing the covers like this. It's really weird to me. But anyways, so yeah, that's a 7 Seas style, so that's pretty cool and everything, and I really enjoyed it. So I guess if I'm gonna rate go ahead and rate titles real quick. I know this video's running really long, so I'll finish up with the ratings. Butterfly, I'm gonna give it like a 1.5 out of 5. Just didn't suit really well for me. Dorohedoro Volume 1. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5, just because I'm just really curious as to where it goes, and I'm sure it gets better as it goes, so I'll probably keep checking it out. Maximum Ride, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 because of what it is. Just because I mean the drawing's fine and everything, and it's not the original material per se, but I mean, certainly interesting in its own right. Red Hot Chili Samurai. I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5 too, just because I mean the story is like fun and everything, and it's funny along with it, and you know it's put a different kind of twist for me on samurais, but I just wish there was it kind of chose better between seriousness and comedy and everything. So yeah. And then Toradora. Since I loved everything of it, I'm going to say 4 out of 5 for this one, just because I loved it so much as an anime, and it translated pretty well for the manga now that I got it and everything like that. So that has been 5 more volumes of manga for this edition of Dunce Cap. I know I ran a little long again, my bad, but hey. Hope you enjoyed what I had here today. Leave your comments below or whatever. Check any of these out. If you got any other questions, hit me up. This has been Saudi Fan 16 with Dunce Cap. Peace.